What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the grand finale of Hitman Contracts. The final mission is mission number 12, titled Hunter and Hunted.
This room. This bullet. There's a bullet for everyone. And a time and a place. An end. Yes. Maybe this is how it has to be. Inspector, you obviously learned too much about me. I can't have that. Not even in my death.
Hello, 47. Diana here. Your next assignment is in Paris, at l'Opéra d'Orléans, to be precise. You have 3 targets. All 3 will be at the Opera House on Friday. The first is Portuguese tenor Philippe Bercuse, who'll be playing Mario Cavaradossi in the opera Tosca. His lifelong friend, American Ambassador Richard Delahunt, will be attending the opera along with a new friend of theirs, Inspector Albert Fournier of the Metropolitan Police. All 3 targets must be eliminated. We placed a package for you in the dressing room under the name of Fleck Fisher. It's got some useful tools and more in-depth information on the targets. Good luck, 47. There's a lot of money on the line with this one.
Okay, so context. First of all, this is the only mission in the game that takes place in present time. So the hotel room we've been reminiscing in the whole time, this is where we are. It's in Paris, of all places. And secondly, this briefing has nothing to do with the actual mission. The one target that says not completed is the only one we will be eliminating. The other 2 are obviously already dead, and any hardcore Hitman fans like myself will know that the briefing we were just told is a mission that would actually come to existence in Hitman Blood Money, the very next game. Something else funny to point out, the 2 already dead targets, they look exactly the same. Only difference is that this guy has a mustache. So this mission is, we're in a shitty hotel. The police are on our trail. There's a SWAT team about to close in, and we have to kill the police inspector and escape. That's it. But this is the hardest level in the game because, similar to the setup from Codename 47 and St. Petersburg Revisited in Hitman 2, this is a mission that kind of throws you off balance. And this briefing, this unrelated briefing, really helps to do that. So, at the very start of the mission, you have exactly 9 seconds before the SWAT team is aiming their guns right at our door with no safe way out. So the very second the level starts, you gotta make a break for the room that I'm about to run to. In fact, I'm kind of concerned that I might have to restart and try again since I had to open up this briefing, but let's see what happens. No, we're fine. So immediately, the very first millisecond, run out of your room, and then go straight ahead to the first room on the right, and then jump the balcony, and then on the adjacent roof, jump the balcony to the next room. Then we have to start sneaking out of this room. We are now behind the SWAT team, and we can kill the power to sneak around them. You don't even have to sneak around them, you can run if you want. But the elevator door is conveniently opened. We can climb this ladder, pry the doors open, and then one floor down, there's a cop here. Pull out your syringe. And we will sedate him. We then want to pick the lock to the room here, to this room. And then drag him in, first of all. Take the cop uniform. And then on the bed here, pick up a syringe and the silenced pistol. Yes, there is another syringe next to this bed. Make sure you pick it up. We need it. And we also need the silenced pistol off of this guy. So just make sure you take it too. We will then proceed to the stairwell here. So now we're outside. Hang out here. One thing about this mission is that the guards in this level are overly sensitive, and we're talking Hitman 2 level of overly sensitive. But in this mission, it's done on purpose because the police know exactly what we look like. So we need a disguise that better conceals our face, and we're about to get it. It's this paramedic right here. This is kinda tricky, but I'll try to explain this best as I can. Literally stand this close to him, pull out your pistol, make sure the crosshair is invisible, and then hit the fire button. I'll explain real quick. If you're standing right up in someone's personal space with a firearm equipped and the crosshair is not visible, when you fire, you will whack them with a melee attack. And if you do this to a civilian unaware, it will knock them out for a couple seconds. That's what we're doing. After that, drag him back a little bit, like so, and then pick up the car key. The car key will allow us to escape in the ambulance when we're done. So he's only going to be out for a few seconds, so pull out that syringe. And as soon as he's back up, we need to knock him out again. This time he'll be out for the time we need. So spam the fire button, sedate him, and take his pills. Now, to make this easier, we're gonna cut through the sewers. And that's not the main reason we need that silenced pistol. What you're about to see is the main reason. So we'll climb out of the sewer from here. Stand in this corner, make sure there's no cops looking, pull out the pistol, and shoot the car alarm, go around this way, or shoot the car to set off the alarm. All of the cops surrounding our target are going to investigate the car. Allowing us to discreetly eliminate our target. As soon as he's down, we can then head this way, and with the paramedic's car key, we can escape in the ambulance right here.
Okay.
There you go. I made that mission look so easy, but trust me, if it's your first time, it's not easy. Like, and using the car alarm to distract the cops, I didn't even know you could do that until years and years later when I figured it out by accident. But because of that, we're not able to get all zeros. But you can get all zeros. An alternative way of avoiding getting caught when killing the target is that the only cops looking directly at him are 2 SWAT officers standing directly behind him. You can run around them to force them to turn around, and then very carefully sneak around them, making sure they don't turn back around, and then kill the target. That works too, but it's obviously a lot trickier. It'll get you all zeros though. But it's honestly better to just use the car alarm to distract them. It's so much easier. And with that, that is the end of Hitman Contracts. Let us watch the ending.
You shouldn't be here. You know what happened?
That's why I'm here. I don't know who tipped them off. I barely made it out of Paris myself. How's your wound?
Your doctor saved my life.
There's been a lot of pressure. We're losing friends. The FBI, the CIA, Scotland Yard, MI5, police all over Europe. Something's going on at the highest levels.
I'll lay low until the agency sorts out its problems. If it takes more than 2 months, I'll find a new employer.
That won't help you or the agency. All of this pressure revolves around you. They're squeezing us to get at you. I've sensed it for a while. Tonight confirmed it. But now I know where the pressure's coming from.
This is serious business. Do you have this kind of money?
It's under your seat.
See your coffee, sir?
Thanks, but no thanks.
And that concludes Hitman Contracts. And that's a nice transition into my personal favorite Hitman game, which is Blood Money. But as far as Contracts is concerned, I know a lot of people tend to shrug this one off, like it's just a remake, it's not canon to the storyline or anything like that. But in my opinion, this game is heavily underrated and gets kind of a bad rap as a game that was made just to make the investors at Eidos happy. And admittedly, that is technically the case. Blood Money is and was always intended to be the true Hitman 3. This was made by the other half of the team to help IO reach Eidos's 2-year deadline, since they were apparently required to do that. But without getting too deep into the backstory of this game is great, and I'd go as far as to say either my second or third favorite in the whole series. I like this better than the previous game, Hitman 2, because it fixes almost all the annoyances of that game. The guards are less sensitive. and stuff like that. Yeah, mostly just because the guards are less sensitive. But there's plenty of other flaws from Hitman 2 that are rectified here, like the confusing anesthetic was replaced with a syringe that is so much easier to use. And I really like the game's dark tone, and despite being mostly a remake, or despite being half a remake of Codename 47, the remade levels are all very good, and the majority of them are better than they were in Codename 47. Traditions of the Trade is the only one I'm not sure of, though, because they're so similar. I don't know which one I prefer. But all the Hong Kong missions are better than they were in Codename 47 because they're more open-ended than before. Instead of being restrictive with one correct way, there's at least 2 or 3 correct ways to do each one, and they feel open, and the majority of the map feels useful now instead of feeling very empty and barren like in the original. And then the Rotterdam levels. They've both been combined into one brand new mission here, to the point where if it weren't for the location and the target name Boris, you'd be hard-pressed to tell that it was a remade mission at all. And of course, as you know from Deadly Cargo, I love Deadly Cargo. It's an excellent double remake. They chose not to remake Columbia, but like I said, I'd argue Byarkov Bomb is a very subtle remake of the last Columbia level. Because out of the Columbia levels, the last one with the drug lord target is the only one that I think could have been salvaged into something that was even halfway decent. Because the other Columbia levels were just garbage. But without rambling on too much, I love Hitman Contracts. It was great to play it again and do the walkthroughs, but things are only going to get better from here when I proceed to my and many other people's favorite Hitman game, Blood Money. So I will see you next time. Take it easy until then. Goodbye for now.